I think, we're going to continue this trend in toilet humour.
Well, we are. We've got... I'm going to play the theme song. I love the theme song. We've got Lachlan's Ramble now. We've got Lachlan's Ramble now.
I don't know if that recording's supposed to be like that, but it's a bit off pitch. Is that supposed to...
It's the Beatles, man.
It's what they do. It's what they do. Anyway, continuing this little theme we've got going of toilet humour, my ramble involves male urinals. Okay?
It's a world unto itself, isn't it?
It is. It's like entering another dimension when you open that toilet door.
There's a whole lot of rules and unspoken agreements and etiquettes.
There is. And there's not a lot of conversation that goes on in urinals either.
Oh no,
there really isn't. There's there's a nod of the head. Here you go, mate.
Well, I mean, that's a rule in itself, isn't it? It kind of if you socialise with someone you don't know in a urinal, you might get beaten up. Actually,
and I find it's quite a very odd thing to do when you think of it. You're doing number ones on a metallic wall.
Yeah, that is true. That is
what's going on
in itself.
Anyway, I'm going to talk about placement first along the urinal wall. Where do you think is your preferred place on the urinal wall?
Oh, look, I'm a corner guy every time. If the corners are taken, I actually wait for a corner to free up.
Yeah, and then people kind of go, "What's your problem, mate? You got something to hide, or you're just happy watching me?" I go, "No, not really." Yeah, and then obviously, are there certain rules for standing next to it, like someone else?
Oh, look, it's got to be at least a meter. I think.
At least a meter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad at the footy when you've got to go down to the.
I was just about to bring that up, but the splash effect, not good.
Yeah. And I mean the metallic walls just seem to invite that kind of.
Yeah, and I think that emphasises my choice for the corner. It kind of makes it flow down a bit more.
Yeah,
we're giving the female listeners just a really nice insight into the male mind right
insight, here. Yeah, there is more to our minds than just beer, sex, and rock and roll. It seems
we do think about toilets as well.
Yeah,
depth.
We're in depth. Yeah, real depth.
What else have we got there on the ramble?
I think, like as you brought up before, Owen, just about the footy and how it can be packed sometimes.
Oh yeah.
If it's packed and there's a little opening, guys tend to, just stand back even and just wait for, that buffer zone of 1 meter each, and we've kind of got our arms crossed at the back.
Yeah.
And then when it comes free, you look around and see, oh yeah, it's all mine, and then you go for it, and then if it is busy enough, do you wait around for the urinal to free up, or do you go to a proper toilet?
Well, I was about to ask, actually, have you gone through a phase of being a cubicle guy? And I mean this as in, no one goes number twos in a public cubicle. Like, no one does it unless it's really dire. So basically, anytime you see someone go into a cubicle, it's because they're scared, I think, of the metallic wall. Have you ever been a cubicle guy?
Purely for the fact that, yes, it's either really busy or someone's left an awful mess. And that's about it. But more than often, the cubicle has more potential for, a messy residue.
Well, you are 6'5", so the drop zone is a lot more for a guy like you. So,
yeah, I suppose so. I don't know what it's like for you. Obviously,
it's like heaven. It's bliss.
I haven't seen your number 4 on on your top 5.
Give it a few more weeks. We'll get there, all right?
Beautiful. I'm going to try and attempt to string this out a bit more. I don't know. There are some other points. Urinal advertising. I'm just going to deviate off this point a bit, but I think the girls do have it in theirs. Like, not their urinal, they don't have a urinal, but over our urinal.
They might. I wouldn't know. I've never been in the mystical land of the female toilet.
I've walked in drunk a few times.
But with your long hair, people would often...
They just freak out when they see the beard.
Yeah, the beard is a bit... But, you can't say anything. You go, oh, obviously she has a bit of a hormonal issue. I don't know. Anyway, back to the advertising. We're always facing a wall. So at head height, there's advertising of, certain things, usually to do with certain government campaigns, such as...
there's gambling ones and
gambling,
and drinking.
Depression, violence.
Yeah.
And some of them are, make you feel quite uncomfortable. Often there's certain advertising for, AMI, the Australian Medical Institution, to try and get you back up there in the game. It's like,
well put. Very nice.
While you have your tool in your hands, it's not very reassuring.
It doesn't do much for the confidence, does it?
No, it doesn't.
So what? Hang on, what was the point of the bringing up of the advertising thing? Do you think it shouldn't be in there?
Yeah, I think you should have other things on your mind other than, someone trying to pitch something to you while you're on the toilet. I mean, you reckon your toilet is the last point of refuge from any sort of, media or persuasion.
Yeah.
Next thing they'll have, I know at uni we have a lot of gay campaigners and Marxism campaigners. Yeah. I can see them coming into the urinal soon and just trying to pitch their thing to you. It's like, hey, we've got a gay rights activist, march coming up. Do you want to join us? I'm kind of in the middle of something, mate.
I'm a bit busy.
Can you come back later? Oh, I'll hold it for you.
I can actually imagine in the not too distant future. At the moment, it's what do they have in there? They've got the ads at head height. Sometimes they've got urinal pads.
Yeah.
Actually, in the bottom where you're directing your target.
Yeah.
And I can imagine in the not too distant future maybe LED lights signs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you depressed? ? And then it flicks over to the phone number, or I don't know. Just
there's possibilities everywhere. Endless possibilities.
I reckon they've probably gone down the path, no doubt, of it's where everyone goes for a bit of spare time to think. Why not fill their brain with advertising?
Actually, this brings a good point up to cubicle graffiti. I know at uni, because we are such a splendid bunch at uni and we're well educated, there's some quite good topics up on the wall, and you see certain conversations and people add to it, and it's quite good. I like it.
Interesting.
But yeah, I don't enter a cubicle enough to be a deep reader.
Well, but being just a public school boy, I'm only ever used to just seeing one word things scribbled on the wall that aren't exactly intelligent. I wouldn't actually know of these university conversations you're talking about.
Not even spelled correctly at those public schools.
Spelt with numbers instead of letters and whatever. Anyway, that was...